Okay, so welcome guys. Today is going to be a 75-minute heart opening practice. It's going to be flow style, but to start off with, we're going to start really mellow. So if you have blocks, grab your blocks. If you have your pillow or whatever you've made at home that's a little bit firmer, maybe than a pillow, so if you have like a rolled up yoga mat, and then place them on your mat more towards the end of your mat. So when you lie down on it, I want you to lie down on it, and I'll take my sweater off to show you. So I want you to really get into the thoracic spine. So when you lie down, have the bottom of your mat or the blocks be between the shoulder blades. You guys can see that. And then the rest will be up here. So if you have like a mat or whatever, it'll be a little longer up here. And then you can rest your head on it. So come to lie down on your blocks like that. So between the shoulder blades, maybe the base is just a little bit lower the shoulder blades, but not too much because we want the upper back to be open. And then let the arms fall wide. Bring the feet together or straight legs if you don't want to go right into a Supta Baddha Konasana. And get all your little fidgets out, get comfortable. So for this specifically what we're doing, I'm looking for the sensation to be in the thoracic spine, so don't get too lost in what your legs are doing. You can even bend the knees and let them fall one together. And then find a nice comfortable place to start your practice off. And either close your eyes or find a soft gaze up on the ceiling. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. This time being specific with your breath, take a breath into your belly. And take a breath out. Then take a breath into your chest. And take a breath out. Then take a breath into your blocks or whatever you're leaning on, so the back of the rib cage. And take a breath out. So we'll move through those three again. Take note of which one you enjoy more. So inhale into your belly. And exhale. Inhale into the chest. Exhale. Inhale into the back of the rib cage. And exhale. Good, then just let the breath flow freely. Easily in and out. Get grounded. Notice how the breath feels in your body. So today we're opening up our hearts for a few reasons. First off, a lot of us are probably hunched over a computer or phone, or we're sitting at a desk and we're writing, or whatever we're doing to fill our time with at home. So most of us are hunched over. And the other reason is there's a lot going on in the world right now. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. But we're going to open up our hearts to the brightness, the light. So there's going to be dark, obviously, in these times, but there's a little bit of light there as well. So for some people, that light is slowing down. If you're always have a to-do list and you need to just constantly be checking things off. For some, that'll be spending time with their significant other that they don't spend much time with, even though they live with them. For some, it's the opportunity to go outside every day, to sleep in, to sleep for 8 hours a day even. So as you're here with your heart open, maybe you don't have an answer yet, and I hope as we go through our class today, you will find one. But where is there a little bit of light or silver lining in what's going on in your life right now? Don't latch on to, you know, the dark or the hard times or confusing times. That's obvious. That's there for everybody. So you're not alone. But open your heart, open your mind to the possibility that there's a little bit of light, a little silver lining. And if you don't know the answer, maybe it'll come to you in the next 75 minutes, or maybe you just haven't contemplated yet. So maybe it'll come to you later today or tomorrow. But there is light. There is a positive in your negative situation or overwhelming situation. There is something to be grateful for. So if you don't have your answer yet, that's fine. But just plant that seed, that nugget of thinking about it. And if you do have your answer, hold that dear in your heart, especially for the next 75 minutes and then maybe beyond. So let's do a little pranayama before we start to move. So we'll do 3-part breath. So the inhale will be done in 3 parts and the exhale will be 1. So actually everyone fully exhale out. And inhale 1/3 of your breath into your tummy and pause. The second third of your breath into your heart space and pause. And then fill up with as much breath as you can in all the corners of your body. Pause. With control, let the exhale go. So inhale 1/3 of your breath into your tummy, pause. Second third into your chest, pause. Sip in as much breath as you can, pause. With control, exhale. Then do 2 more rounds at your own pace. Now after your second round, just let go of the control of your breath for just a few moments. From our backs with our heart open to the idea of there being light in the darkness, I would love to begin today's practice with 1 Om. You can join in from your home if you have roommates and you don't want to, that's fine. You can just listen. Keep your body the way it is. Take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. And we'll inhale for Om. Om. Being really mindful, being really gentle. Roll off onto your right side. Come into a fetal position. Move your props and blocks away from you. And just rest in the fetal position for a moment. Let your body soak in what you just did. And then come to lie on your back again. Good. Then reach through the toes, reach the arms up overhead. If you're in a small space, then maybe you can't quite reach up, grab opposite forearms. Good, and then bring your feet so they're about hip distance apart, and imagine you're pushing your feet onto an imaginary floor. Then take a breath in. And on a breath out, you'll move your body over towards the right and rest your shoulders on the mat and come into a left side body stretch. Then specifically, grow out of the left foot and either grow out of the left elbow, or if you have your arms reaching up, grow out of the left arm. Then plant down through the left hip, left shoulder, and breathe. So you can start to invite in your Ujjayi breath, which is the constriction of the throat as you inhale and as you exhale. The Ujjayi breath has a slight soft whisper to it, and it's equal in length. The inhale is just as important and as useful as the exhale, but for different reasons. So what are those reasons? Those answers could be special and unique to you. Inhale, bring your body back through center. Exhale, upper body goes all the way over towards the left. Reach through the right foot, reach through the right hand or right elbow. Plug the right hip and right shoulder down and breathe into the right side body. So again, as this practice goes on, I ask you, how is the inhale useful to you and how is the exhale useful to you? For certain poses, certain movements, it might be a different answer. So you know this is going to be a heart opening practice. So as you imagine, we'll be doing some back bends and heart opening near the end of our class. So as we move through our practice, ask yourself how this could contribute to your back bend. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale here. Interlace your hands. Make a little basket and bring that basket right where your skull and your spine meet. Bring the elbows out wide and then bend the knees so that the shins are parallel with the ground. And either point through your toes, floint, so gas pedal, or flex the heels. I'm not too fussed which one you do, but do the one that's going to create the most engagement in your legs. Then inhale. Exhale, roll up so that your shoulder blades come up off the ground, but the tips are just touching the ground. Then take a breath in here. Exhale, bring right elbow towards right knee and towards left knee and straighten the right leg. Inhale, come back through center so both shoulder blades just kiss the ground. Exhale, left elbow to right knee, straighten the left leg. Inhale, back to center. So we're doing something called bicycle. I want you to come back to neutral between sides and create an opening before you exhale and go to the other side. So I'll let you go at your own pace, but be mindful on an inhale to open. And on an exhale, that's where you come back up. Inhale, shoulder blades kiss the ground. Exhale it across. Go slow to start off with. Slow makes it easier to be mindful of your movements. Slow makes it better because you can make sure that everything's tuned on and you don't get lazy or sloppy in your core. So we're doing back bending where we open up our body. Why would we fire up our core? Well, we want our core to be able to support us. And it's nice to warm up and fire up the muscles before we open them. For you to be strong, you need flexibility. For you to be safely flexible, you need strength. So that's what we're doing. We're doing strength and flexibility today. To complete one more full round, so a full round means you'll end with the left elbow going towards the right knee. Inhale, come back to center, keep the shoulder blades up off the ground for a moment. Squeeze the knees in, squeeze the ankles in. Hold it here for 10. Squeeze the legs in, lift a little bit higher. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Squeeze a little bit more. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. Bring the knees in for a squeeze. Do little circles with your knees in one direction to massage your sacrum. Pause and go the other way, massage the sacrum. Good, then rock and roll up and down your spine. Once, twice, maybe even 3 times. And then cross the ankles, step over the legs, and step back into a downward facing dog. When you get to a downward facing dog, pedal your feet out. Then one knee deeply, and then the other. And really work the heel into the ground of the long leg, the straight leg. Then come back to stillness. Inhale here. Exhale, tiptoe your way to the front of the mat. Work your heel into the ground. So we're working our heel into the ground, creating length in the hamstring, because we're going to create some strength in the hamstring so that our hamstrings can support us in our back bends. Inhale, float the heart, float the gaze. Exhale, fold, belly up and in, chin tucks if it feels good. Bend the knees as much as you need to bring the fingertips down on the ground. Inhale, floats you up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, floating up. Keep your spine where it is. Exhale, hands to your hips. Bend the knees to come up with ease on an inhale. Exhale, palms face them forward. Inhale, circle your arms up. It's like bend to the knees as you exhale to fold all the way forward. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, plant your palms, step your left foot all the way back to a high plank, step your right foot all the way back. Lower the knees down for this first one. Elbow creases, point them forward and look forward, inhale. Untuck the toes, exhale, lower all the way down onto the ground. Good, bring your hands out wide, make little domes with your hands. Squeeze the elbows and shoulders back and all 10 toes into the mat. Inhale, float your heart. Exhale, lower it down with control. Inhale, peels you up. Exhale, lay it down. Inhale. Exhale, this time drop the right shoulder and look over the left. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, drop the left and look right. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down onto the ground. Tuck the toes, look forward. Inhale, come up to a tabletop. And then walk your hands so they're stacked underneath your shoulders. Knees stack them underneath your hips if they're not already there. Keep your upper body where it is and walk your hands forward as you melt your chest down into the ground for melting heart pose or Anahastasana. So maybe the forehead comes down, maybe you're floating and that's fine. Everyone push into the ground with your palms. Lift your armpits up as you melt your head down a little bit closer towards the mat. And take some steady breaths in and some steady breaths out. In these crazy times, I see all sorts of people, all sorts of internet trolls, some people being positive, some people not. How are you showing up in these times? Maybe you don't know how you've been showing up, and it might be useful to take a step back and see. Know that you don't need to be strong or positive always, but how are you showing up for the people in your life? One more breath in here. Exhale, walk the hands in, and then float up and back into a downward facing dog. Take a big, long inhale. Big, steady exhale. Push into the mound between the index finger and the thumb. Bend the knees slightly, and then zip the rib cage in so that your core is fired up. Think lengthen the low back in each of your vertebrae. Inhale, bend deeply into the knees, look forward. Step your left foot as far forward as you can. If it takes a couple steps, take a couple steps. And then the right foot follows to a forward fold at the front of the mat. When you get there, use an inhale to lift your heart. Use an exhale to fold with active hands and active feet. Inhale, long spine or round spine, whatever you prefer to reach the arms up. Exhale, palms come together, hands to your side, mountain pose. Inhale, circle the arms up, gaze can follow. Exhale, bend the knees and fold all the way forward into a forward fold. Lift your heart and gaze, inhale. Exhale, right foot steps all the way back. Left foot steps all the way back into a high plank. Look over a tall wall in front of you. Inhale, shift forward on the toes. Exhale, lower all the way onto your tummy. Untuck your toes. All 10 toes in the mat, tops of the hands on the mat, palms face towards the sky. Inhale, slide the hands back towards your feet. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Stay here for an exhale. Engage your glutes slightly without just like clenching for dear life and squishing your sacrum. Then engage your low back, middle back, upper back to lift a little bit higher. Inhale. Exhale, palms come down, tuck the toes. Inhale to a tabletop. Stack your bones, stack your shoulders on top of your wrists, stack your knees on top of your hips on top of your knees. Tuck the toes for a little bit of stability, and then lift the left leg up. Now look back over your shoulder and see if your left foot, if you had a wall there, if you'd have it pushed up against the wall. And we're gonna do 10 little pulses. I wanna fire up your hamstrings. So you're gonna pulse the foot up towards the sky, not towards your head, but towards the sky. So look forward, and we'll pulse for 10, 9, 8, a little higher, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pulse it up, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee back down to the ground. Take a quick cat and cow to reset between sides. Inhale, heart forward, tailbone up. Exhale, round. Inhale to a neutral spine. Tuck the left toes for stability. Lift the right leg up. Look over your right shoulder. Imagine that right foot is up against a ceiling. And then we'll pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, higher, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knee down, tuck the toes. Inhale, angry cow. These cows are angry. Exhale, round, angry cat. Inhale, glide it up and back into a down dog. Set your feet about hip distance apart. Plant down through the palms, the fingertips. Rib cage knits in so the belly's turned on. Breathe here. Inhale, bend deeply into knees, look forward. Exhale, right foot as far forward as you can. If it takes a couple steps, take a couple. Exhale, left foot follows. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze halfway. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, long spine or round spine if you prefer. Reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, mountain pose Tadasana, hands to your side. Pause here for a moment in stillness. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Good, another inhale. Check into how you're feeling, exhale. Good, one more breath in here. And then heel toe the feet together so big toes touch, heels touch. Inhale, bend the knees and reach the hands up into a chair pose, Utkatasana. Good, draw the belly in for this one, get long in the low back. Keep the belly drawing in, keep the length in the low back, and see if specifically the thoracic spine, so the sternum, can lift up a little bit, so it's an upper back opening. Maybe you need to cactus the elbows to help you do that. Sink deeper into the heels, length still in the low back, chest is reaching up, and breathe. Inhale here. Exhale, fold with control and grace. Inhale, floats the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step or see if you can lightly land in a high plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward on your toes, look forward. Exhale, lower all the way onto your tummy. Untuck the toes. This time, bring the arms out to a T, or you can cactus the arms if you don't have much space. All 10 toes stay on the mat. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your hands. Stay here for an exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lower the forehead down, tuck the toes. This time you can do knees down like we've done already to a tabletop, or you can do knees lifted. Inhale, push up to a high plank. Bend the knees, glide it back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale when you get there. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, right heel floats up. Exhale, step it behind your right wrist. Left foot pivots to a 10-degree or 10 o'clock or 45-degree angle. And then inhale, come on up into warrior one. Bring your hands to your hips. Check out your right big toe and have your right knee tractioning through the middle of the right foot. Check out your left foot and have your left knee and your left hip point aligned with the middle of the foot. And then belly, so you keep the pelvis where it is, but it's the belly that faces forward and the sternum that faces forward. And then interlace your hands. Straighten the arms and reach the arms back. If you can, keep the palms squishing in together instead of the splayed open hands, just to protect your wrists. Then draw the belly in. Take a few breaths here. Full inhale. Exhale, you're gonna fold on the inside of your right leg. You can look down, if the balance allows it, look up at your belly, and then reach your arms up above head as much as you can. Plug your right hip in, plug your right femur in, plug your left femur in, and take a few steady breaths here. Playing with the breath and what it does for your pose. Release your hands gently. Inhale, come all the way back up, warrior one. Exhale, palms find the ground. Come onto the ball of the left foot. Step back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, float your left heel up. Exhale, step it lightly behind the left wrist. Right foot comes to a 45-degree angle or 2 o'clock. Inhale, come up into a warrior one with your hands on your hips. Start with the left foot. Check out your left knee and have it traction through the middle of your left foot. Then look back at the right foot and have the right hip point aligned with the right knee in the middle of the right foot. Keep the pelvis where it is in alignment with the knees, and then the belly comes forward and the sternum comes forward. Interlace your hands, but the opposite way than what feels comfy. Roll the shoulders back, straighten the arms, and lift the palms up off the glutes. Bend the left leg a little bit more. Draw your belly in, lift up through the sternum, and take a few breaths here. Inhale here. Exhale, fold on the inside of your left knee. Reach the arms up overhead. Look straight ahead of you for balance, or test your balance out and look up at your belly. And we'll hold it here for 5. Full rounds of breath. Plug both femurs in. Release your hands gently. Inhale, reach both arms up, warrior one. Exhale, palms find the ground. Step back straight to a down dog. Inhale, round forward to a high plank. Stare over a tall wall in front of you. Exhale, bend the elbows. Keep the chest above the elbows. Pull the sternum forward and up. Inhale, strong legs, upward facing dog. Exhale, use your core to find a downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths here. Give a big full inhale. Big full exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. You can walk, step, or lightly land at the top of your mat. Feet together. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees. Let's do Anjali Mudra for this chair. Excuse me. Exhale, settle into your heels. Lift up all 10 toes. Good, then draw the belly in, get long in the low back, and lift the sternum up. Find a steady point for your eyes and get steady in your breath. Full inhale, grounding exhale. Inhale pushes you up to a mountain pose Tadasana. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, circle the arms up, gaze can follow. Exhale, fold all the way forward, nice and long in the spine. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your left heel up. Exhale, bend the right leg and land the left toes back nice and gently. And then we're gonna take a low lunge, but for this one, walk your right foot a little bit further forward and just shimmy the left foot back. So we're gonna take a longer low lunge than normal. Crawl your way up onto your right thigh. So for here, let's have the knee either just on top of the ankle or just behind the ankle. Middle of the knee aligns with the middle of the foot. Draw the right hip back, draw the left hip forward so that your outer hip stabilizers are turned on and your pelvis is supported. Untuck the back toes for this one. Check that the toe is pointing back straight and then spread all 5 toes in the left foot and push them into the ground so that the hip flexor fires up. So for here, you can keep the palms on the thigh and you can draw that thigh away from you as you're plugging the right thigh in. So there's like this push and pull. Belly comes in and then lift the sternum up. Look slightly up. And then see if with each exhale, maybe it's like a millimeter that you bend the right leg a little bit more and sink into the left hip flexor. But maybe you're just perfect where you're at, and that's totally fine as well. Take one more full inhale here. Exhale, fingertips find the ground either side of the right foot and straighten the right leg coming into a half split. So if you have your props at home that you use them. If you don't, that's okay. Walk your hands as far forward or back. That helps you feel supported. Don't get too lost on the hands. And then dig the right heel into the mat so that your right hamstring fires up. Draw the right hip into the right hip socket, or sorry, the right leg into the right hip socket. And then lift your heart and look slightly forward. Find a steady gazing point. Find a steady breath. Breathing into the place in your leg that has the most sensation. Where that is for you is going to be super unique to each person. But then bend the right leg, bring the right foot back down on the ground. Both palms down on the ground. Lift up the left leg. See if you can do it without making any noise and step back to a down dog. Inhale, come forward to a high plank. Knees up, knees down if you need it. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Untuck the toes. All 10 toes in the mat. Reach the arms out in front of you. If you don't have the space to reach them out in front of you, do cactus arms out in front. And then inhale, you'll lift your right arm up and your left leg. Exhale, you'll lower them down. Inhale, left hand, right toes reach. Exhale it down. Inhale, we're gonna alternate between sides as we inhale. Exhale brings you down. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more full round. So we started right foot and left toes. So you'll end with left hand and right toes. Exhale, come down, and then inhale, lift up both hands and both feet. Look forward, reach the toes, reach to the hands for 10. 9, lift a little bit higher, 8. 7, breathe, 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, a little bit higher. 1, lower down with control. Bring your right cheek down onto the mat. Sway from side to side. Take a big breath into your low back. And take a big breath out. Again, big inhale. Full exhale. Forehead back through center. Palms down either side of the rib cage. Squeeze the elbows in. Tuck your toes. Knees can be down. If you're doing knees lifted to high plank, see if you can lift up your pelvis and your chest at the same time as you push into the mat with your palms. Inhale. Exhale, glide it back into a down dog. Inhale, float your left heel up. Exhale, lightly step it between the hands. And then walk the left foot a little bit further forward. Shimmy the right leg back, and then lower the right knee down. Untuck the toes, all 5 toes of your right foot push into the mat. Crawl your way up into your low lunge. I like to do like a little basket and push the palms into the thigh. So check out the left knee. You want it on top of the left foot or just behind it. Plug the left femur in, plug the right femur in. And then as you're plugging in and there's this beautiful support system for the pelvis, maybe you push away on the left thigh with the hands to draw the belly in and lift up. Lift up through the sternum, soft gaze up. Find a steadiness in your breath. Find a steadiness with your eyes. Full inhale. Exhale, brings the palms down on the ground and straightens the left leg. Good, if you have your props, grab your props, but if you're at home and you don't have any, that's okay. Find a good place for your hands. For some, it might be closer, for some, it might be further apart. So you can bring your spine into a place where it can be long, but the sensation in the hamstring isn't overwhelming. Flex the toes in your left foot and then dig the left heel into the mat to fire the left hamstring up. Pull the left leg back, right hip forward, and breathe to the place of most sensation. Maybe it's not really quite so specific and it's like just the back of the leg, but maybe it's really specific and it's like the left hamstring of the 3 hamstrings on the left side. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, left foot finds the ground, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee up, and see if you can seamlessly step the right foot all the way to the front of the mat beside the left foot. When you get there, inhale with your heart and gaze. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Reach the arms up, inhale, lift the spine. Exhale, Tadasana, hands to your side. Inhale, float the arms up effortlessly. Exhale, with length and grace, fold into a forward fold. Lift your heart and gaze, inhale. Lift your right foot up and back. Bend the left leg and land the right toes at the back of the mat lightly. Exhale. Inhale. Come on up into a high lunge. And so here again, that drawing in action of both of the femurs so that the pelvis is supported. We're going to come into a side bend. Let's do interlaced hands and elbows out wide. Push the head into the hands. Inhale. Exhale, left elbow goes towards the left and the right elbow reaches up. Then reach back through the right heel. Plug back in through both femurs if you lost it. And then as much breath as you can direct into the right side body, direct it there. One more full inhale and a full exhale here. Inhale, bring the arms, the torso back and bring the hands to Anjali Mudra at the center of your chest. Hinge from the hips, send the chest forward and then lightly float up into an airplane pose. Reach back through the right leg, heel or floint or point, your choice. But this is a little mini back bend, so bring it into the upper back. Hold here for 5 breaths. Work to plug the left leg in and the right leg in. Work to lift the sternum. Good, full inhale. Exhale, fingertips frame the left foot, the right heel stays up. I'm glowing, so I'm sorry if you guys are looking at me and you can't see me, but inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold over the left leg for a standing split. Lift the right leg a little bit higher. If you'd like, you can catch the left calf with the left hand. If you like, you can catch the calf with both hands. If you like, you can also jump up and see if you can do a couple little handstand kicks. So you kick yourself in the glute with your left leg, and if you get it, keep the left leg bent and the right leg reaching up. Whatever variation you're in, let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're upside down, come back down. Step the right foot all the way back to the back of the mat. Plant the palms and lightly step back to a down dog. Good old regular vinyasa, regular in a good way. Inhale, come to a high plank. Exhale, you can lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Get grounded. Come back onto your mat if you floated away. Inhale, left heel floats up. Exhale, lightly step it at the front of your mat. Inhale, come up into a high lunge. Interlace the hands again. So I'll drop my knees so you can see what I mean. I didn't do it on the first side. The elbows out wide. Plug the right femur in, plug the left femur in. Strong in the legs, inhale. Exhale, right elbow comes down towards the ground and the left elbow reaches up. Reach back through the left heel as you still keep plugging in through both femurs. Then direct as much breath and awareness as you can into the left rib cage. Inhale, come back through center, hands in Anjali Mudra. Hinge forward through the hips and float the left leg up into an airplane. Point, whatever the left foot, but plug the left femur in, plug the right femur in. Lift up through the sternum. Steady with the breath and steady with the gaze for 5 breaths. One more inhale to lift. Exhale, fingertips find the ground. Standing split, so inhale, lift your heart first. And then exhale, fold over the right leg. Left leg reaches up nice and high. Maybe you stay here. Maybe right hand to right shin. Maybe both hands. Maybe you plant the palms and you do a couple handstand kicks. Whatever one you do, you're gonna hold it for 5. Keep the right knee in if you catch the handstand. 3, 2, right toes come back to the ground if they're up. Left foot actually steps at the front of the mat and come into a forward fold. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, fold. Bend deeply into the knees for this one, and inhale, roll up. Exhale. Eyes open, eyes closed. Check in with how you're feeling. Bring the breath back if it's kind of wandered away. So we'll move into a dancer pose. So I'm gonna move in this weird angle because I want you guys to see me. So for here, bring your hands to your hips, shift your weight into your left leg, and kick yourself in the glute with your right foot. Then your thumb, bring it out in front of you like you're hitchhiking, right thumb out in front, all the way around, and you catch the inside of your foot, so the big toe side. Then look forward and think about squaring the pelvis out. Kick the foot into your right hand and start to lift the leg up, but keep the upper body lifted. Stay here with the left hand on the left hip or reach the right arm up. And play with your breath. So each inhale, stay where you're at, and each exhale, see if you can lift up a little bit higher. So think about a back bend. Don't think about forward folding. And think about lifting up, up, up. Wherever you get to, we're gonna do 5 breaths like that. One more inhale to lift. Exhale with control. Gently let the right foot come down. Pause, eyes closed or soft gaze. Enjoy a cleansing breath in and a cleansing breath out. Other side, hands to your hips. Shift your weight into your right foot. Bend the right leg slightly. Left heel to left glute. Left hand out in front like you're hitchhiking and come all the way around and catch the inside of your left foot. Roll your left shoulder open. Think about squaring the pelvis forward, look forward. Kick the left foot into the left hand and start to lift it up. Pause, reach the right arm up if you'd like, or keep it on your hand or on your hip for stability. Each inhale, embrace where you're at. Each exhale lifts you up a little bit higher. Maybe there's a lot of lift, maybe you can't even see the lift, but for you it feels like everything. Play with your breath for the next few rounds. One more inhale to lift. Exhale with control, release the foot. Down to the ground, mountain pose. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Inhale, both arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, slight bend to the knees and fold forward. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, plant the palms, step or float back lightly to a high plank. Shift forward on an inhale. Lower halfway or all the way on the exhale. Pull the sternum forward and up. Inhale, extend through the spine. Exhale, down or facing down. So we're gonna link up our last little flow there with the high lunge to standing split with our dancer pose. So I'm letting you know so that you know where we're going. I'm letting you know because sometimes it's good to know exactly what someone's asking out of you, because when you know it, sometimes you can just pull up a little bit more strength from deep down inside your core. Inhale, right heel floats up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, high lunge with the interlaced hands and place that right rear skull and spine meet. Exhale, elbows out wide. Strong legs, inhale. Exhale, right elbow down, left elbow up. And take a couple breaths here. Good. Inhale, back to center, hands on Anjali Mudra. Pause here for an exhale, but hint from the hips. Inhale floats you up nice and lightly to airplane. Stay here, exhale for 5, 4, lift a little bit higher, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fingertips find the ground. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold into a standing split. Your variation for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, bend into the right leg, lift your heart. Keep bending into the right leg, bend the left leg, and then lift your body up, hands to your hips, pause. You know where to go with the left hand on the inside of the left foot, pause. Come to your expression of dancer pose for 5, 4, 3, 2, gently release the foot, hands on the hips, hands down, step the left foot back, step the right foot back into a down dog. Stay here, child's pose, or flush it through with a quick vinyasa, but we'll all meet in a down dog in a couple breaths. Nice. You're not in a down dog, come to a down dog. Inhale, left heel floats up. Exhale, step it all the way forward. Inhale, up into a high lunge with the interlaced hands and elbows out wide. Pause here for an exhale. Breath in, wide with the elbows. Breath out, left elbow drops, right elbow lifts. Hold here for 5, strong legs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back through center. Palms come together, Anjali Mudra. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Seamlessly float up, inhale. Lift your heart, lift your leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, a little bit higher. Fingertips find the ground. Lift your heart, inhale. Exhale, standing splits, whatever variation feels good for you right now. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift your heart, bend the left leg, bend the right leg. Hands to the hips as you lift your torso up. Nice strong leg, you got it. You know where the right hand goes on the inside of the right foot. You've already been there. Pause when you get it. Find your full dancer, however you need to find it. And we'll stay for 5, 4, 3, 2. Gently release the foot. 1. Hands find the ground. Right foot steps back. Left foot steps back into a down dog. Stay here or quick little vinyasa. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a high plank. Lower down onto your tummy. Exhale, everyone. Forehead finds the ground. Pause here for a moment. So we're going to do 2 back bends here on our tummies before we move over onto our backs. You can do Shalambhasana and bow pose. You could do 2 Shalambhasanas or 2 bow poses. We have already been working to warm up our back, so if you feel ready for a bow pose, that's not totally not normal. Totally normal? I don't know. So from here, you can either interlace the hands and point the toes, and then you lift up Shalambhasana. So for those of you that don't know what it is, this is the shape. Or you can bend both legs, see if you can catch the outer ankles at the same time. And you lift up into a bow pose. Whatever variation you do, we're going to hold it for your 5 breaths. I'll let you count on your own, but make the breaths long, strong, and full. After your 5th round, release with control. Bring your cheek down to the mat. Sway from side to side. Give some doggy kisses. And take a breath in. And take a breath out. Okay, forehead back to center. We'll do one more. Your choice if you want bow pose or Shalambhasana. Your Shalambhasana, interlace your hands. Your bow pose, bend the knees and grab the outer ankles at the same time. Everyone roll your shoulders open. On an inhale, your inhale, lift up. If you're Shalambhasana, point the toes. If it feels good, touch the big toes. If you're bow pose, kick the feet into the hands and bring the knees more towards the midline. Your 5 breaths. We'll meet on our tummies again when you're there. Other cheek comes down to the mat this time. And then forehead back through center. Come up onto your forearms. So I'll show you guys where we're going next. And not to get you out of your flow state, but so you can decide what you want to do. So we'll do 2 more on our bellies actually. So frog pose, Vipassana. So the way it works is you can do 1 leg at a time, and I'll walk you through what you do. So this is what a 1-legged one looks like. For some, maybe today you're just grabbing the inside and you're working the shoulder forward, and that's where you're at. For others, maybe you're just kind of in between where you're like starting to get that flip grip and you're like, oh, maybe one day. The trick that I had to do was I did thumb to big toe, grabbed my foot, and then I crawled my fingers around and I thought about aligning each finger with each toe. So pinky finger, pinky toe, ring, ring, middle, middle, and so on. So option one is you do one for each side, then we'll do the other side. We'll get there in a sec together. Or option two is you do two-handed ones, if that's where you're at. So on your forearms, I'm gonna walk you through if you're just doing one side. If you can do both at the same time, then take the same cues. So mostly the same cues. So for those of us doing one leg at a time, right palm, bring it to 10 o'clock, a 45-degree angle, and plant it down on the ground. Bend the left leg, like you're hitchhiking. The left thumb comes around just like we do a dancer. So maybe you stay here like we were with dancer and you work the left shoulder forward, the left shoulder back, squaring the shoulders, and you kick the foot into the hand. That's a beautiful place to be. Maybe you start to creep your fingers along the top of your foot and you end up at a halfway point, and that's also fine. You kick the foot into the hand. Maybe you can do a full flip grip, and what you do is you push the hand down into the foot, but you push the foot into the hand all at the same time. Whatever variation you're in, 1 foot, 2 feet, doesn't matter. Square the shoulders, look forward, and we'll hold it for 5 breaths. Exhale, release. Make a little shell for your head. Bring the head down, sway the hips from side to side. Take a deep breath into your low back specifically, and a deep breath out. Okay, back up on the forearms. This time, left forearm comes to a 45-degree. If you're doing both, you go ahead and do both. Right arm out in front like you're hitchhiking all the way around. Catch the inside of the right foot. See if you can take the same variation from the first side. Sometimes it's a little bit different because of shoulder mobility or hip flexor mobility or even a little bit in the back. If you can, take the same one. If you can't, that's okay, but try your best. Everyone square your shoulders out to the front of the room. Push the hand into the foot and the foot into the hand for 5 breaths. Lift up tall out of the sternum. One more breath in here. Breath out, release gently, forehead down on the ground, sway the hips from side to side. So I'll give you 2 options here. Option 1, you can stay here, and then you'll roll onto your back. Option 2, you can do a quick little vinyasa from the ground, down dog, round forward, lower down, and flip on over onto your back. And once you're on your back, sway your hips from side to side so that you do like a little massage with your sacrum on the ground. And think figure 8. So specifically, it's the hips that are going to move in this little figure 8 action of up and down and around. And then see if you can go the other way. There's going to be one way that feels like so easy, and then the other way you're going to be like, what? And come to stillness. Palms down, knees together. So for a moment, just enjoy the stillness. I'm asking 3 more back bends out of you, just a little bit more effort. So we've done a lot of heart opening so far. So if you're like, that means you're done, you're like, I'm toast, that was enough, then you can take a restorative, feet up the wall. If you're at home, there's probably a wall. If you have a block, you can place it underneath your sacrum, or even like a pillow underneath the sacrum is great. And you can do that for the whole 3 rounds. Or you could do 3 bridges, or you could do 1 bridge and 2 wheels, or 2 bridge, 1 wheel, or 3 wheels. So you take it as you like, and you can do any combo of that. So we'll start together no matter what. So walk the feet in, and we're not going to take a big long rest between back bends, just as a heads up, and we'll just pump through these guys because why not? So feet, walk them in, graze the heels with your fingertips, palms down on the ground. So for this first back bend, before you go up, I want you to think of someone in your life right now that you know is just having a hard time with all the craziness, someone close to you, a friend, a family member, and I want you to think of them. I want you to think of them in your heart. And when you go up into your back bend, I want you to send as much love and compassion as you can to that person for 5 breaths. So palms down, lift the pelvis up. Either interlace the hands for bridge pose, or inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms find the ground either side of the head. And on an exhale, come to the crown of the head, inhale there. Exhale, push up into a wheel. So the person that needs love and compassion that's really close to you right now, for the next 5 breaths, your 5 breaths, think of them and send them all the love and compassion you can. After your 5 breaths, you come out of it. Take a grounding inhale. Grounding exhale. Set yourself up again, walk the feet in, feel the heels, palms down. Okay, this time, for this back bend, whatever one you're taking, you're gonna think of yourself. And you're gonna send yourself so much love, so much compassion that you just get this warm, fuzzy feeling on the inside. Palms down, lift the pelvis up, inhale. Interlace the hands for bridge. Hands come either side of the head. Exhale to the top of the head for wheel. Inhale when you get there. Exhale, full wheel. So for the next 5 breaths, think of yourself and send yourself so much love and compassion. Whenever you're done your 5 rounds, you come out of it. Rest there, rest easy. Take a couple of breaths in and out. Okay, set yourself up again for a back bend. Walk the feet in. Graze the heels with your fingertips, palms down. Okay, this back bend is gonna be for the entire world because what's going on right now is affecting our global community and there needs to be love and compassion out there. Palms down, lift the pelvis up. Interlace the hands or hands either side of the head if you're doing another wheel. Come to the crown of the head. Set your hands up and on an exhale, come into a wheel. So for the next 5 breaths, send as much love and compassion as you can to the entire world. Come out of it on an exhale. Resist the urge to squeeze the knees in and just rest easy here for a few breaths. Slow the breath back down. One of my favorite ways to decompress after back bending is to take a nice deep twist and literally just wring it out. So you can take a shape if you prefer a certain shape, but everyone lift up your pelvis, shift it over to the right and lower it down. So if you don't have a shape that you prefer, knees over to the left is really awesome. If you have a shape that you prefer, so maybe eagle legs, or you can do left leg straight, right knee across. What I'm looking for is alignment in the spine, so you might have to move your shoulders over, stacking at the outer right hip on top of the left, and then both shoulders on the ground. You can bring your left hand to your legs, but keep the right arm specifically on the ground. Right shoulder. Look up at the sky or look over the right shoulder. Close your eyes if that's a safe place for you. Or a soft gaze. So a soft gaze can be heavy eyelids, but the eyelids are still open. Still in control of your breath. Twisting is a really great place to see how the breath can be used as a tool for your yoga asana. And one more breath in here. One more breath out. Let it inhale, bring you back through center. Lift up your pelvis, send it all the way over to the left. Take the same shape you took on the first side. Let an exhale, let the knees go over to the right. Outer left hip on top of the outer right hip. The spine is aligned with the pelvis. Left shoulder, left arm specifically are on the ground, the mat. Neutral gaze or gaze over the left shoulder. Close your eyes or soft gaze. And see the benefit in taking away one of your senses by closing the eyes or even softly gazing. It's a really great tool to come into your own body, into your own world. It's a great way to get rid of distractions. One more big inhale. One more steady exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Pelvis back in the middle. Take a happy baby. You can do peace fingers on the big toes. You can grab the outer feet. Sometimes it's nice to also grab the ankles. And then imagine your feet are up on the ceiling. And you're going to pull the knees down towards the armpits, but then you're going to work to get your sacrum down on the mat. And imagine your feet are pushed up against the ceiling. So for some, it can feel really grounding to work the back of the head and the sacrum on the ground and each of the vertebrae. For some, maybe you don't want to do that and you want to twitch back and forth. You're not quite ready for stillness. Shavasana is coming in a moment. So if you're a twitchy type of person, get your twitches out now and you're happy baby. But if you're ready to start feeling grounded, hold the stillness in your happy baby. Hold down on the toes, push the toes or feet into the hands. Little bit more control with the breath. Take one last inhale here. Full exhale into a Shavasana. Get comfy in your Shavasana. Get your little twitches out. Put on some layers. But get those little twitches and everything out as soon as you can so that you can come to stillness. So corpse pose. Someone explained this to me like a month ago and I loved it. It's like you're just dying and you're being reborn on the other side of it, because how you showed up before you started this practice to how you're going to be at the end of this practice is a different person. I've been reading a book for one of my classes, Healthy at 100, and the last chapter talks about death and dying, and the way the chapter ends is beautiful, and I just wanted to share it with you. The quality of a human life cannot be measured in years. What really matters is how much love, wisdom, and courage you have brought to the life you were given. Finding the fountain of youth is not about living forever. It's about allowing your life to be guided by the beauty of your soul. It's about finding the fountain of joy and the fountain of life. It's about living so fully that you know you have already lived. It's about loving so fully that you know you have really loved. May you find the fountain of youth, not as an exotic place somewhere hidden and remote, but within yourself, as the very way you walk through life. May your sorrow as well as your joy be a doorway into your greater heart. May you find your way through the fathomless mystery of your life to the source of all that is good and true. When you were born, you cried and the world rejoiced. May you live so that when you die, the world will cry and you will rejoice. Let your next inhale be a big belly breath in. And a slow, steady exhale. Big belly breath in. Effortless exhale this time. Take one more breath in the way that you prefer to take a breath to come into your body. And start to invite in some little movements. You can reach up, you can stretch your body, you can move your little joints. And then in your own way, your own fashion, your own time, let's meet in a comfortable seat. I invite you to keep your eyes closed just a little bit longer, or a soft gaze on the ground in front of you. When you do get there, you can do Anjali Mudra or just rest your hands on your heart. Slight tucking of the chin. If you have your hands on your heart, feel your heartbeat. And if you don't, just feel the blood flowing through you and the light flowing through you. Take a moment to be grateful for your body, for your yoga practice, your community. And I'll end today's practice with one Om. You can join in from where you are. You can just sit back and listen. Cleansing breath, inhale. Exhale. And inhale for Om. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste, everybody.